All right, final time on the Sean Lewis Show as we get you ready for San Diego State, UNLV, Saturday night at Allegiant Stadium at 7:30 with pregame coverage beginning at 5:30. So this is the second to last road game of the regular season. Aztecs will be in Logan a week from Saturday, then back home for Senior Day against Air Force. Of course, 365 days a year, you're thinking about your roster moving forward as well. What is it like heading into this kind of a little bit of period of an unknown? The house settlement is looming. We have transfer portals. We have recruiting as a constant churn as well. Yeah. What's it like being in your shoes right now, coaching for Saturday, but also coaching for 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, it's it reminds me of like when you're at the beach and the marine layer's laying out there and it's thick and you know the ocean's out there, right? And you know you got to set sail, but you're not quite sure where you can see what's out in front, right, mm-hmm. with all of it. And so, you know, we have had great conversations within the building in terms of what it looks like as the house settlement is coming down and with revenue sharing being a part of that and what role, you know, NIL and the collective and all these pieces will play as we move forward. I think we've gotten a great feel, you know, for what other institutions and our peers are doing, mm-hmm. you know, and the people that we know that we're going to go toe-to-toe with, right, in terms of, you know, winning recruiting battles and then winning on the field and making sure that we are setting the pace and not being responsive to what other people are doing, right, in this changing landscape. You know, we want to be innovative and we want to be cutting edge in this space and in this area so that we can retain first and foremost, you know, the great players that are on our roster and then still be able to present all the great things that the city of San Diego has to offer as well as San Diego State University and to create an experience, you know, for our roster where we can develop them and that football is first class and at a championship level with all things that we do. But there is a whole lot of unknowns that are happening right now. So being able to pour into just the way that we talk about, you know, the game plans and what we do between the white lines, the things that we can control. We know right now what we can control is that nothing is going to happen with revenue sharing until, you know, July 1 of 2025. And as we sit here today on, November 14th, mm-hmm. right, that the collectives are still really, really important, right? And to be able to have the resources that we need and the opportunities that are available to present again to the young men that are a part of our program, right? The resources that are there so that we can retain our roster and acquire the talent that we need to win at the level that I know that we're capable of and that our fan base is hungry for.
We had J.D. Wicker on the radio yesterday from the Aztec for Life blood drive inside Viejas Arena, and he said something similar in terms of the collectives are really, truly important. Name, image, and likeness is not going anywhere, certainly at this point moving forward, and supporting the collectives is going to play a valuable role for San Diego State and other programs moving on. And I know you've been asked about it a ton, but can you once again put into words, the importance that Aztec Link plays for your program and what you want the community to know about how Aztec Link is helping your ability on the football field?
Yeah, it's a huge integral piece of the puzzle, right, to everything that we're doing. And, you know, everyone needs to know and understand, like, this is a tool and it's a vehicle that we're going to use to bridge the gap of what everyone's kind of longing for, right? Like, there's this change, there's this pivot in terms of, I want things to be the way that they were. Well, guys, it's not going to be right. that. And that's okay, right? Like any business, any industry, right? Like, hey, federal regulation changes, state regulation changes. If you've poured your heart and soul into your family business, you don't just kind of throw your hands up and say, oh, well, hey, the rules and regulations have changed, so we got to close shop. Like, no, right. You adapt, you grow, you pivot, you innovate, and Aztec Link has done that, you know, for us in the football space, right? And we've set forth a goal when we first showed up that, hey, we're going to raise $1 million, and we are well past the halfway mark with that. And as we close here, as we get to the end of the year, right, there's going to be a big push, and we need the community's support and we need the community's help so that the guys that we know that are on our roster, the Trey Whites, the Chris Johnsons, the Jordan Napiers, you know, the Tanos, the young talent, the guys that are going to be crucial to our future success and the success that we're going to have this Saturday, but years to come, right? Like there's teams that are going to try and poach them off our roster. Like, let's call it what it is, right? And they're going to come and, you know, entice them with money. And that's the nature of the beast that we're living in right now. And so we got to have the ability, we got to be able to have the conversations through the resources that we've cultivated and that we've collected in that collective through Aztec Link, right? So that those guys stay put, they stay here, and they stay a part of what we're building, the great future that we have on the Mesa.
How valuable have some of the relationships been with the business community? Obviously, individuals play a large role as well. I mean, you could donate $10 to Aztec Link.
For
It's
sure.
beneficial. And then you also have, obviously, larger gifts, and then you have some of the business community as well. And there's a number of them. We've talked about blenders
Yep.
before. How important is that relationship with the business community, and how can that continue to be cultivated and grown as well?
Yeah, it's been exceptional, right? I mean, you mentioned blenders, Broken Yoke,
Yeah.
among many others that have stepped up in a big time way, right, in this NIL space to help support our guys, to help support the efforts. And again, I think that's what makes, San Diego so special, right? There's so many Aztecs that have such tremendous businesses that I think there's a real connection there, right? That they're proud to be Aztecs. They want to see Aztec football doing well, and to have that partnership and to have that relationship and the number of opportunities that are there, to me, is limitless within our community. And again, like you get an opportunity to connect, and when you get an opportunity to interact with our young men, it's like, who else would you rather have kind of being front and center for your business and to align with? Like, these guys sacrifice so much, and they have such tremendous character, right? That they're tremendous role models to put out front, to be the spokesperson, for your business and to align and to partner with. So again, it's the individual dollar from a family that loves and cares about Aztec football to, huge contributions that we've been very fortunate to give, or to receive rather, from, great families. And then again, everything in between, from the business partnerships and the opportunities that have been created. And I just think there's a tremendous opportunity for growth, in all areas of that, so that we can, again, do this thing at a championship level and know and understand the same way that you need helmets and shoulder pads to be successful. Mm-hmm. This is a piece, this is a tool, this is a vehicle that we need to be successful and to win championships in 2024 and beyond.
Is NIL a critical component on the high school recruiting trail? It's clearly important, obviously, in roster retention or probably transfer portal. Mm-hmm. Is it also becoming, or is it already, a critical piece of the high school recruitment process as well?
It is not as critical as the two areas, the
right.
two buckets of talent that you mentioned prior,
Yeah.
right? Like, for us and where we are situated, right? The NLI piece of it and the collective dollars, it is critical for the retention mm-hmm. and for the talent acquisition of transfers, right? The 4-year transfers, the grad transfers, right? And again, like, we're going to foster an environment where, again, the reps and the experience is going to be valued, right? Like, the opportunity that you have to earn a degree from San Diego State and the opportunities that are available for revenue sharing and for, the NIL opportunities as a high school athlete, right? Like, I feel like all that we have to offer when you come into the program, then everything else will be earned as you grow through the program, right? Like, we're talking about this piece for the players that are known, the players that walk through our community, right, and can be recognized because of their impactful role that they've made within the community and what they're doing in between the white lines every single game day.
How do you feel yourself and your coaching staff about, well, first of all, once the regular season ends, there's a signing day immediately after, right?
Yep.
In early December, it was moved up. It used to be in that bowl cycle, but teams would be playing like bowl games, and signing day would be the same day, so they've moved it up a little bit. How do you feel just in general? I know you can't comment on specifics, but how do you feel in general about the class that you hope to bring in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I feel solid about it, right? Again, but I've been doing this long enough until those signatures are dry on the paper, right? Like, you got to keep, relentlessly recruiting all the individuals that you've been talking to, right? There's still spots that we need to finalize in the class, right? But the number one thing that's top of mind, and again, they're all a priority, right? It's 1A, 1B, 1C through all of this as you're juggling it, right? It's obviously getting our commitments signed that first Wednesday, but then also making sure that, the retention piece of our roster, we got some great pieces that are here, right? That we need to do a great job with, making sure that they're here in the future because of the relationships that we've built and the resources that we have in place to make sure that they have a fair package in place to where they know that they're making the best decisions for themselves and for their families.
Before we wrap, what do you want to see from your football team against UNLV specifically? Where are the areas you're going to have to be really good at to come away with a road win? Yeah,
we have to do the simple things at an elite level. We have to play with great effort. We have to play with great detail. We have to play with great urgency. And then again, those 3 key areas that when we've done really good at, we've come out on the right side. When we've come up short, obviously we've lost these 1-possession games, right? So this is going to be a 4-quarter fight, and we got to win that turnover battle, right? We got to do a great job with the explosive play ratio. And when we get the opportunities to get stops and to get scores in the red area, we have to come out on the right side in those particular situations.
We're looking forward to it. San Diego State, UNLV, Saturday night under the lights of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Sean, always appreciate it. We'll see you in Las Vegas.
Great. Thanks, John. Go Aztecs.
All right, for Sean Lewis, my name is John Schaefer. And again, at 5:30 Saturday, our pregame coverage will begin. Rich and I will have the call beginning at 7:30 from Las Vegas, Nevada. This has been the Sean Lewis Show on San Diego Sports 760.